goat.
Opponent snapped.
Man, seems not great. I take it over. I think no brood, no Shaw, no Red Guardian. I'll take a mulligan here. Any card you could swap for Shaw. I mean, obviously you could swap any card that has 3 energy costs in Surfer decks, but in general, I do think Shaw is pretty important for this archetype.
Opponent snapped.
We'll stay because I have Shaw this time. There really isn't another, like even here to me talking about here, right? Like I can stay because I have Shaw or Brood. There really isn't another comparable card that gets nearly as big a numbers as Shaw does. Shaw like regularly hits double digits in this deck. Snap back on the Sokovia, discard your Athena.
Victory.
This retreat actually gives me a lot of information about the person that we're playing, which is that they're not just snapping these early for the sake of snapping them early. They snapped early in both those games because their hand was strong, which is valuable information, right? It gives us a little bit of info about how our opponents are playing the game. I'm gonna wait a turn here, but I'll probably snap this hand. It's pretty strong. So this is a little thing, but I'm gonna play the Forge here on the right, and the reason for this is relatively straightforward. I have 2 locations here that I know I can fill 4 things into cleanly, and this location might not let me fill it in fully, so I want to be able to brood into Absorbing Man Brood in these 2 locations here. Oh yeah, Patter, I totally missed your Shillionaire during the sponsored thing yesterday. I apologize. Thanks for watching a ton over the last little bit. Be sure to drop me a message on the subs Discord so we can get you access to Beverly Shills. I promise you it's the place you want to be. I think I have to just take my hit on Angela here, yeah? I think I also want to do this. I think I do this as well because this is actually perfect because it lets me play 2 Energy Mockingbird alongside Sebastian Shaw next turn. You could definitely play Surfer without Sersi. I'm actually not entirely convinced that Sersi's ideal in this deck. It isn't just like a weekend mission gimmick. It's one of the things I want to try and get a feel for while we play here. Actually, is there a world where I just try and guarantee we keep Crown City and I just like do this? And then just like Surfer and then Absorbing Man Surfer? Yeah, I think this is the line. And that's great for me because I don't think there aren't really cards in my deck to let them win the game from here. Yeah, thanks for Lokiing. Have a nice day. I'm sure there's crazy Sersi rolls to the left to let them theoretically win the game, but otherwise there aren't cards in my deck that let them get out of this here. We're adding 6 in the middle and we're adding 8 on the left. cool, we cool. We're still cool, yeah? We have 15 here? Cool. Alright, and a little bit of a clinch there as
Victory.
a little bit of a clinch there as the Legion flipped up, but we are A-okay. Alright, gamers, have some adverts before we dive on into our next one. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. I don't think you have enough killed any boosters. Yeah, the miscellaneous deck cards just end up getting played a lot. Although, fun fact, the card I have the most boosters for a lifetime is Hood. Which doesn't really come as a surprise, I'm sure, to anybody who's watched a lot of this channel, but yeah. Ah, Sirius, you're Hooglandian. That explains why you snap so well. Yeah, the red Guardian was actually a pretty fortunate top deck. I had a generically good setup, which is why I snapped. The red Guardian for the Angela definitely sealed it up. You link the deck. You always have exclamation point decks in my chat to get a direct link to the deck list. Easy importing off of Untapped. Yeah. I feel like if you want to talk about professional luck, chat, I stuck the landing so hard on randomly planning my vacation 6 months ago. Nailed the no OTA, no patch, no season reset week. Season reset week was easy to avoid, but no patch, no OTA. The week I'm taking 3 days off is lucky. Yeah, Makari's probably not a super exciting new card either. He's so mid, Jeff is skipping his work week. I mean, for what it's worth, I think Makari is probably better than a lot of people are giving her credit for. But also wouldn't be surprised she's one of the weaker cards to release recently. We've had it. It's pretty easy for a card to be one of our weaker cards in recent memory, though. We've had so many good ones. I'm gonna snap on Chronotage. It's obviously good for us. Fair. Rogues, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Makari looked in Surfer. Yeah, she's probably alright in Surfer. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Jubilee here. I think they're not gonna play for Hala, and I'm gonna Jubilee because if Jubilee hits Absorbing Man, we get to copy the Brood, which is great. Yeah, Makari Moon Girl is definitely where I'm starting. I guess somebody's played Wasp in that deck before. Oh god, I'm playing a card in the hull is terrifying. Am I gonna get punished here? No, I'm not. Okay, cool. Doc, thank you for the 50 bucks. Welcome back. I saw Alex playing this last night. Yeah, this deck has really good stats. Like, I would go so far as to say surprisingly good stats. Wasteful Days, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate that. They could be the debris deck. It might be right for me to Cerebral. Absolutely torched. I guess he's flipped in an ideal order at least. It's a shame because we drew the Nova too. I would have gotten to go Nova Killmonger this turn. Keep it a Sersi. I don't want to get cluttered out of it. Are there other decks you want to try Macari? And I think it's just Moon Girl and Surfer are the two easy ones. Maybe if we're feeling especially spicy, we could try her in Strong Guy. Why would I skip it? Because the opponent's deck likely contains cards like White Widow and Debris. There's also a chance that my Sersi turns one of these into a 4 that, like, fucks with my cards on the board, too. Hey, look, chat, my brain is huge. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. They're playing, if you haven't seen this deck, chat, I think this deck is very good that the opponent's playing. We just, like, no understand how to play into it. And this honestly, again, even highlights, like, why I think this deck is so much less toxic than, like, the Professor X decks. Because there's so many opportunities like this for you to play and outplay people. Debris and Dr. Octopus are not nearly the same free roll lock your opponent out cards as Professor X is. They're just not remotely comparable. Shang mid, US Agent left. Agent usually is in their playable cards. If they're playing the same 12 I've been playing, Shang's definitely in their output range. Gamers, if you hate yourself enough to use the bird site, and your favorite Twitch streamers have ads roll over their gameplay with some consistency, you should like and retweet my thread here, where I explain how I manage my ads to make sure that that never happens on this channel. I refuse to pay Elon Musk money to use his site, so if I want to get traction on a post, I have to generate it on my own. Thanks for lurking here, Master Puppet. Hope your Tuesday is swell. This is probably a mediocre matchup for our opponent. I do think their deck struggles into... Oh, I guess it's kind of an interesting dynamic, actually. Killmonger is good against their Debris stuff, but Dr. Octopus is good against our Surfer stuff often. I don't think it's, one person has a clean, easy, whatever ever. Venom, thank you for the brand new Prime. I appreciate that. Excuse me. I will say this is one kind of awkward thing about this deck. Our hands that don't have Brood or Shaw, we just don't have a good, clean thing to play on the third turn of the game. So I guess I'll punch Magic here just for the sake of playing on curve. For an okay spot. They haven't done a whole lot. I'll press the button. Killmonger and Nova here. Does the sub number increase during this draft? I assume you mean decrease? And yes, the sub number will drop off a good bit. Usually I lose somewhere between, in past experience, when I take half a week off or 5 days or whatever it is, the sub count will drop by somewhere between 10 to 20%. Mind melting. Thank you for the super chat on the YouTube side. Appreciate that. It's very generous of you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking a trip with the kiddos. Arctic, thank you for the 14 months. I'm gonna stay. It's Jim. Sersi, thank you for the entire year. Welcome back. Is that YouTube and Twitch? Well, it's worth noting that subs mean different things on YouTube and Twitch. So on Twitch, subscribers are people who support directly, i.e. actually pay my bills. Whereas on the YouTube side, the word subscriber is basically equivalent to follower. Snap into the Sersi. Bold. I like it. Can I draw a Sersi of my own? Nailed it. This wins here a lot of the time. I'm gonna play for 8. Leberski, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. We need 8 points total out of 2 4s and a 3. Yeah, there's a good chance Loki took their shag away for the middle too. Gladiator is a solid pickup. Very, very good Marvel step card. They could have another Sersi mid, that's true, but they'd have to Sersi mid while also beating 8 on the right, which I think is unlikely. Watch the Medius' Touch Network. That name sounds familiar. They post like leftist stuff on social media, yeah? I don't really consume a lot of explicitly political streaming media stuff. No gold. Thank you for the 3/4 of the year. Welcome back. Alright, do they have a 7 here, or are we good? Just a Nova! Got him. Good stuff. Sub for Red Guardian. I think if you're missing Red Guardian, I'd probably play... Man, it's close. I think I'd want something techy. This archetype struggles against Wong decks is one of the big things Red Guardian does for it, so maybe Rogue. Rogue, you just can't play on curve on turn 3 is the downside, but I'd probably play Rogue. I think that you want to like think about what a slot is doing when you replace it, and I would look at Red Guardian. Red Guardian does a couple of things, but I would say the primary thing Red Guardian does is screw with Wong. And I think this deck has too many odd reveals to play Cosmo. And you obviously want it to be a 3 for Surfer. Cool. We're not gonna claim these until the rollover, so that way I can have a jump start on my missions for the week. My opinion on Sersi hasn't changed since the start of the week. She is primarily an Annihilus / Clutter card. There's some other stuff that she seems all right in, but I think my primary should you buy Sersi line is how much do you enjoy playing with Sentry? The answer is you like Sentry and you like Annihilus stuff. I think you'll pick up Sersi and play her plenty. And if you're not super into that specific type of deck, you could probably pass on her and not really miss her that much. I think that's the key to being happy and using your resources in Marvel Snap's ecosystem, since they're releasing cards that are consistently playable but not busted, is figuring out what archetypes does new card go in and how much do you personally enjoy playing those archetypes. Because they don't really make... They've hit their balance right in that we don't really have a ton of terrible cards anymore. We just have like a bunch of cards that are like B- to B+. So they're all like fairly playable, but they aren't like generically good. There aren't like Red Hulks and release week blobs, right? Where like they go in every deck. Sersi is a unique effect, I agree with that, but she's a unique effect that has a pretty specific and strict deck building requirement. What's the thought process for the next new card? My expectation is that our upcoming card release will be good inside of Moon Girl and Surfer decks. And Surfer's real. Maybe she could have utility with something featuring Strong Guy. Maybe even Strong Guy Surfer. It feels hard to make a balanced decision when a lot of streamers make every new card seem like a must-get. Yeah, unfortunately, the content mill strategy means that, if a card isn't exciting, if you don't make a card sound exciting, people aren't going to want to click on your video about it. Well, it's one of the reasons why, as far as platforms go, I don't put a lot of focus on YouTube. YouTube has such shit content incentives. Snap, am I ahead? Doesn't look like it. This is a question I'm gonna have to answer a lot about talking about Moon Girl stuff with Makari. So Moon Girl is not, Makari is not good with Moon Girl because you're gonna duplicate Makari with Moon Girl. Moon Girl is good with Makari, or Makari is good with Moon Girl because Makari helps keep your hand empty, because in a perfect scenario, you want only 3 cards in your hand when you Moon Girl. Do I want to wait on Killmonger? I don't know, actually. I feel like I just want to ship it. I think I want to know how Great Web's gonna fall.
Victory.
How do you decide which sub gets to take over the channel until next week? I actually find it a little bit offensive, Virgil, how much people like to imply that I find it a little bit offensive how much people like to imply that I put Nico in every deck. I actually think I do a really good job of only playing Nico inside of decks where she really makes sense to play. Because Nico's definitely not a you put her in every deck kind of card. She has a very explicit, you need a certain number of cards that you are willing to sacrifice or turn into demons to play her reasonably. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's fine. Rickety Bridge goes left every time. It's not a big deal. Charlotte always goes first. No, the location resolve left to right, actually. Oh my god, that's actually terrible for me. That's fine. That's fine. Everything else was horrible for my opponent. Absorbing Man, Iron Lad, and Iron Lad was, Jubilee, so it didn't have space for it. I guess the Chain of Jubilees made their Darkhawk extra bad. Was like also a... Don't judge Darkhawk, Chad. He's a grower, not a shower. The pool water was just really cold that day. Would Absorbing Man have copied Sersi? Sersi does not count as your last card played until... I guess I should have played this on too. Sersi doesn't count as your last card played until her effect has fully resolved, which includes upgrading everything. It's similar how to when you Jubilee into Absorbing Man, he doesn't copy Jubilee, he copies the thing you played before her. I'm shocked they didn't Nocturne the bar. This location is very good for their deck. I'm really surprised they haven't been more aggressive with it. So regular surfer here, the first surfer gets surfered 3 times up to 8, so that's not big enough. But if I forge surfer here, the first one will be 4 and then 10 and then 8 and then 6 and then 4, which is not enough, yeah? 10, 8, 6, 4. So I'd have to win 2. I'm doing this. Because now I get to do this. And this gives me... There's only 2 cards in my deck. So this will be 5, 6, 7, 8... I'll be 16 in the middle. And they haven't played their demon yet, so Killmonger's gonna kill their demon. Gotta look for one here. They have Mockingbird? I guess we lose to Mockingbird. Wait, is that true? If I forge this and then do this, we win the left? Oh, that is true, isn't it? Yeah, good shout, good catch.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna boomer snap that one because I think they don't see it. Yeah, because we'd be down a little bit here. Oh yeah, let's play for all of it. You tie or what? I'm pretty sure we win. And even if we only tie, no, it's 10, 8, 6, 4, and then plus 4. So we should win by 2 here. We're gonna be absolutely Xbox huge over here on the right. It's 11,975. It is a tie. It's 11,975 is a tie. You're right. But we definitely win the breaker with the Killmonger. I thought I made a mistake not playing the Forge on 2, but it ended up being the thing that won us that game, huh? And opponent had the Stone Cold Nutter Butters for the center, so they were probably just assuming we could never touch them here. And it turns out we had, like, the exact perfects to get up to this. Yeah, people always ask about Sebastian Shaw because he's Series 5 in these decks, so people often have to replace him. These Surfer decks just get a lot worse without Shaw on them, unfortunately. He's very, very, very good. Yeah, I love this is the Fantasy Killmonger. I love that series of variants. Cash it in that. Hot Twitch chat and competitive advantage. Dunking another infinite ticket in the pile. Where can I buy math in the shop? It seems very pay to win. I have all this gold. Asking the real questions. All right, I think this one deserves a little bit more of a run. That was a good set. Makari good for destroy decks. Why would Makari be good for a destroy deck? Can you explain to me? Their slots are pretty tight. Look at the rest of your conquesting, Dave. My setup at the end there is very fortunate for sure. 32. 32 is normally a number on the left this deck can't compete with. Opponent's archetype does not usually have Shang-Chi in it. Uncommon in Ravona decks. Oh, are they, they're what's it called, Egg?
Behold my mighty hand.
That Egg. I don't think it's funny or sad when people push back on this, by the way, because it's sad in a way that means you've never had a good teacher. But something the average Twitch chatter gets annoyed with or gets defensive about, like 10-tone here in chat with some frequency, is when someone asks a question and I respond to their question with a question. I ask them to explain themselves or elaborate. They're like, whoa, bro, I'm just asking a question. And it's like, yeah, and I'm asking you to think critically about the thing that you're posting in my chat, so we could talk about it and maybe have a meaningful conversation. It's called the Socratic method. Helps teach people to fish as opposed to just being spoon-fed answers.
Opponent snapped.
Feels like we're in a bad spot. I'm gonna leave.
Escaped.
My Socratic method is drinking hemlock and dying if someone disagrees with me. I don't want to learn to fish, I just want to eat. Yes, that is usually what people expect. So they gift sub Zippy, appreciate it. When does the Deadpool event go live? Not till the end of next season. It's gonna be a little bit. Zabu! Is a name I haven't heard in a long time. They did announce it incredibly early, yes. This deck definitely has clunky feeling curves in games like this.
I am Iron Man.
So we're torch then? Can you teach me something other than Marvel Stamp? Maybe Excel or SQL. No, Chad, I don't work in corporate America anymore. I don't have to answer Excel questions. I know every office job has one of these, and I would wager there's a lot of them that watch Twitch streams like this one. But believe it or not, when I worked in corporate America after grad school, I was the guy in my division of the office who was good at Microsoft Office. So I had to field all the really flipping stupid questions about that suite. And I always made the passive aggressive point when people would come up to me and ask me a question that I didn't know the answer to, of opening Google and looking up their question in front of them, just to let them know I didn't really know all of it. I was just doing what they could do. I'm sure many of you feel my previous pain on that one. Let me Google that for you. I've mentioned in the past that I was an automation person at a Fortune 50 company. But what I actually did and what I was automating was a lot of Excel reporting. And it was a lot of work and red tape to get like actual scripting languages installed on a work computer in a corporate environment. So the easiest way to automate stuff for people was automating it in Excel using VBA. Which, if you've never had the displeasure of working in that language, let me save you the chance. Don't. Whatever programming language you think is terrible, VBA is actually worse. Would rather work in C. COBOL. Fun fact, the company that I did automation stuff for actually still employs people that work in COBOL, I'm told. Speaking with people that still work there. This is just like actually fucking insane in 2024. Yeah, I think the newer versions of Excel support Python natively, finally, yeah. I do believe. Indubitably. I think this match is probably bad for us. I think their deck goes way over the top of what we do. C's actually not terrible. It just doesn't have, okay, that's hilarious. It just doesn't have, it doesn't have a lot of predefined functions is its problem. So like it's not like Python where you could just like go online and look up, okay, I want to do this thing. I'm going to get this library for it. You have to like manually do everything. Manually write most of the backend that you want. They haven't seen Red Guardian yet. So I'm gonna snap them back before we delete this onslaught. I'm gonna get rid of the Elysium too, because it's more beneficial for them than us. What an insane Sersi, by the way. And then I'm ending on Red Guardian, so that way, in theory, here I can, oh gosh. Please be Iron Man, please be Iron Man. Unlucky. I guess this means they can't Iron Man here, though, right? Which means they're probably dead. Nocturne choosing violence again. Yeah, she's a pretty violent lady. I can't believe we're winning a game that involved a limbo potentially here. It's kind of surprising. Wow, they stayed? Oh, they negatived. Maybe their Iron Man has 5 power. Is that gonna be enough? Are they hoping to high roll the Iron Man? That seems insane. I think this is a really bad save from the opponent because their deck's probably favored in this matchup long term, and you definitely shouldn't take risks. I mean, even if they hit the Iron Man, they still lost, yeah? If they spiked the Iron Man here, they would have been 15, 19, 38, 41. 41 divided by 3 is only 14. They actually still lost if they spiked the Iron Man. I think this is the best the meta has felt in the last 18 months. Yes, not close. I'm gonna give the really controversial and strong take that Marvel Snap is a better game with Alioth changed and Professor X changed. I know! It might perhaps be controversial to say that out loud. Who could have possibly predicted? That probably deserves a tweet. Who could have possibly predicted that Marvel Snap feels way more fun to play without Alioth and Professor X being in every deck? Are they roping now? Yeah, it looks like it.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and report them. We can at least make a point to do that. You can report people that intentionally grief you like this. And we can tell they're griefing because their turn timer's not actually running out. They're not disconnected. They're sitting here and waiting for the turn timer to go all the way down. Because they are a bitter shitter. Yeah, we're going up to my wife and I are taking the kids up to the Dells Wednesday through Sunday. Dictators, thank you for the 10 months. Welcome back to the Wisconsin Dells. For people who aren't from the Midwest, there are a bunch of water parks up there. Finally gone. Brendan Walker NFL, thank you for the brand new primer. Appreciate it. There's a lot of camping up there, dude. There are a lot of camping spots. We're just quick and easy and stay at one of the resorts. The place we've gone to. This will be our third year in a row going there. They have like 3 indoor water parks and 3 outdoor water parks, and they have like an arcade with rock walls and a high ropes course and go-karts and mini golf and a whole bunch of stuff. As far as family vacations go, it's on the more affordable side too. We're usually out the door with food, activities, and the room costs right around $3,000, which is not bad for 5 days for 5 people. Phantom 2K, thank you for the Baker's Dozen. Welcome back. And Yamp, thank you for the 18 months. Appreciate it. All right, gamers, have some adverts. We're gonna let this deck see if it can finish out a second Infinity ticket when we get back, and then we'll switch gears to something else. Don't go anywhere. Funding the vacation makes it seem like I did something of value. Thanks for funding the vacation. Alan, thank you for the 16 months. Welcome back. Ooh. Stretch. Surprisingly, the Marvel stat metagame is the best it's felt maybe ever since Goliath and now Professor X were both reworked to not be offensive prison cards. Ship it. It's a good chunk of this deck's first run. How has Sersi played with Brood? Do you find yourself wanting to upgrade them? Never been awkward to play them both. I've seen other decks with them together. I haven't yet a chance to try it myself. It's definitely clunky sometimes because like you're gonna lock your lane on turn 5, but she makes Brood, Sersi makes Brood useful in the games where you don't have Surfer, which is nice. I will say one thing I'm very confident on about Sersi at this point is that Sersi upgrading 3s and 4s is definitely the best place for her to be. There's minimal risk when upgrading those numbers and you consistently get big number outputs. Dilla, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate the prime. It's a good sub for Mockingbird here. There really isn't a clean sub for Mockingbird. She's kind of unique in the effect that she has. It's probably just a 3 energy card with a bigger number. Maybe something like Gladiator or Polaris. No, I don't expect to play Makari and Cerebro 4 today. That's annoying. I really wanted to go Forge into Brood. I'm gonna leave because this messes up my curve a good bit and there's a chance the opponent's doing something with like death in it. So I don't think there's any reason to stick around for a stakes race here.
Escaped.
Yeah, if we had Killmonger, I could stay in that game for sure. Again, this is one of those little things, but when you're a Brood Absorbing Man deck like we are, and the first 2 locations are both safe to play 4 things into, always slide your Forge into the rightmost location, because this location might not be good for shoving that many things into. I'm gonna go ahead and Brood the center, just in case they're a deck that's doing more clutter stuff. Should I snap them? Maybe I should snap them. I think I should have snapped them before I did this, but we'll do it. We'll snap them before the Absorbing Man. Actually, am I supposed to... Do I do this, actually? Because if this hits Red Guardian, it's great. If it hits Sarah, it's great. And because there's a limbo, I can Surfer Absorbing Man on the last turn. I think it's actually Jubilee. Yeah, Shaw's fine. And I retained priority here, so I get to go ahead and delete Elsa. I actually don't know if I want to play this Nova out. Because if I don't draw Kill Daddy, I kind of don't have the space for it, yeah? think I wait.
We are the future.
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here, so I'm winning the left. This gives me the most stats everywhere else, yeah? Think this is ideal. Well, that was a good chunk of stats on the right too, right? This will be 11, 13, 18 over here. And we're destroying the nebula in the center. Oh my gosh. Brutal. No, we lose the right by 1. No, wait, Red Hulk nerf. We tie and then we win the breaker? No, we do lose by 1. Fuck. Brutal. I forgot that we were losing the 1 point from Nova when I was looking at it. Is Gwenpool releasing this season? No, she is the season pass card for next season. I would say Sersi is a fine card that is, generally speaking, archetype defining. I think this is probably the only Sersi deck I've played where I look at it and go, yeah, you could probably replace her there. But generally speaking, she's fairly unique. My #1 call out for if you are interested in, my general call out if you're interested in playing with Sersi is, if you're thinking about picking up Sersi, I mean, is you should consider getting her if, if you're an Annihilus fan. She goes in those decks quite well. She is much better than Deathstrike in the Annihilus package, I agree. I completely concur with that. I mean, if you're someone who doesn't have Sersi in this deck, you should just, like, go look at my best decks roundup. I believe it had Mocking Surfer in it. Like, Mocking Surfer without Sersi has been a deck for, like, the last few seasons. I think Macari will have a home anywhere other than Surfer decks. Strong Guy, she has potential with, and, she has potential with Strong Guy, and she has potential with, Moon Girl in general. Are the places I want to start. Seems fine, yeah. This could be Surfer. I guess it's only for 1, but it's simply a super weak save from them. Johnny OB, good morning. I like to look at the opponent's deck, just like kind of generic, good stuffy things. I wish I could say I was some type of genius when it comes to planning my vacation, but genuinely just got lucky. My family vacation has been on the schedule since December. We booked it. I explicitly avoided a week that the start of the season would be at, but the rest of it was just dumb luck. And then, do I just do this? I think I just do this, yeah? Curve real nice. This does open them up to be able to play a card into Bar Sinister with the triple Elsa. But I'm gonna be able to get a big bonus from this and then also be able to serve her, so. It is worth noting there are Shadow King deck though, so. Next season is not Keep Bishop. Keep Bishop is August, FYI. Gwenpool is next month. What happens if you Sersi right? You'll get a bunch of 6 drops. Yeah, you're gonna put 3 6 costs in a Sersi. I don't really have any great plays. Red Guardian does not get rid of the Elsas. Red Guardian always hits the lowest power thing, so you end up with one Elsa being really low and then the other one still functioning. It could honestly be right though to do this just to be able to play for all 3. The Shadow King is super problematic is the issue here. This denies them and Elsa trigger at least. That's good enough. Definition of kicking a dead horse. No chance. She keeps getting minus 2. It's fine. It's good. Fine and good. So, given our abilities to run wild and free, London is better for us than them, but they are a White Widow Cosmo deck and Elsa, so not a guarantee, so I'm not snapping here. They're also a Shadow King deck, so probably bad for us overall. But Widow makes it easier to lose priority. Yeah, the problem is losing priority isn't a strict benefit because of Cosmo, yeah? It's the false choice, right? Where we're screwed from either side. hard. Killmonger wins the right there. Jeff can move. Can't believe we beat that king. Holy crap. Above average, Sersi. On the 1-5. Thanks for the widow's bite. The little nibble. Is Sersi actually good in this deck? I actually might actually be good in this deck. She's like a real backup plan. It's definitely true that Sersiing 3s and 4s is the best things to be Sersiing.
Opponent snapped.
I'm not gonna step back, but I'm gonna stay. I'll auto-snap on 1 in the first round of gold because we have so many tickets. This is the last round. We're playing for another infinite ticket, so I'm gonna vibe. Rewarded for waiting. I was gonna wait and see what they're playing. No, I'm just not playing any more cards. I'm gonna see however many cards they're willing to show us, and then we'll go next. Just fill it in. I'm filling in numbers over here. Looks like Spectrum stuff.
Escaped.
Yeah, getting to see Claw without losing cubes to it is really good.
Opponent snapped.
But it is in fact just auto snapping on 1. That's fine. Could be Luke Cage. Maybe, I don't know. The way they snapped on Mirror Dimension in the first game makes me think they're just auto-snapping on 1. Just looking to draw Killmonger. Better to hold Nova and avoid armor. Not when I have Absorbing Man in my hand. When I have Absorbing Man in my hand, I want to... I'm not gonna have space to play the Nova out necessarily. Yeah, because like now Rotch, right? Like I play Sarah this turn, then we go Shaw, Killmonger, Surfer. I wouldn't have had another opportunity to play Nova out past turn 2. And if I drew Forge, I wouldn't have been able to play Nova on turn 2 either, so it's definitely turn 1. There's some question about if I want to play Sarah right, because I want to have priority going into the last turn, so that way, I want to have priority going into the last turn, so that way they can't armor my Nova, but I think I want to just do this, because it gives me the best shot to compete over here, potentially. Okay, they're armoring the Nova proactively anyway, so it doesn't matter. They do also have Lucas. Just gonna be over here. Oh, actually, Killmonger just doesn't matter, yeah? The Nova's not blowing up. Is this better than Sersiing? This gives me +6 in the middle. Up to 18. I don't think they're beating 18 in the middle. And this is 4 up to 10, plus another 10 up to 20 on the right. Yeah, I think this is great. Yeah, they're out.
Victory. Opponent snapped.
Just so I can see a world where I stab them back on this hand. If they're Cosmoing anywhere, it's here, yeah? It's definitely not here. This could be...
Oh, snap.
I think I want to just lock the Great Web up, but if they level me in Cosmo the center, I get in trouble. The most conservative play is brooding here, but I think I like just trying to fill the Great Web so all their stuff gets forced into there. It works out absolutely perfectly for us here. I want to put Shaw here because this is where they're most likely to claw into, so I want big points where they're going to claw into. What happens if they Spectrum here? If they Spectrum here... Let's say they Spectrum here, and I hit Surfer here. Surfer would put 4 more here up to 12, and then this would put me to 16, and then I'd go to at least 17, and then I'd probably win the breaker.
Knowledge is power.
Oh, they Spectrum left. That's well played. Unlucky. Damn. So if I would have flipped these, we won the game. I needed to play around Spectrum here, and then playing for all 3 was sharp. All right, this is for an infinite ticket, so I'm gonna try and slug out 3 in a row here. So I don't think this matchup's terrible for us.
Snap.
If we were in the first round, I'd back out, but I wouldn't mind picking up another infinite ticket here, so we'll try. The opponent had a good read, and I had a bad one in that last game. The easiest way to tell my read was bad is I looked at chat and looked at their suggestion. I was like, yeah, that sounds right. It's never right. Never listen to chat. You know, play your infinite tickets out this season. Yeah, I put all my infinite tickets out last season. Yeah, like 2 or 3 new borders. Have you split Shaw much? I don't believe so. Why don't we play M'Baku in this deck? I've been hurt by Twitch chat so much I can't tell if a question like that is genuine or not. Okay, now that's funny. Hey, look, it's the Sarah I wanted for Christmas. Where will they go? Not right.
Victory.
All right. Gotta scrape out 2 more. Why not just play that out? There's no advantage to leaving. Probably because the opponent values their time more than you value your time. That means I can't, means I can't Absorbing Man my Brood here, unfortunately. Oh, no way, that's profitable at least. This frees them up from playing in the center, but not as possible, so I think we make the play. Big Punisher. Just this, yeah. right, Brood, take the wheel. The Onslaught. Onslaught's a card they don't typically have. Alright, we need a decent Sersi, or we need to re-roll the Surfer. RNG! 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 What a hero story, chat. Sersi rolls Shauna, who rolls Ebony Maw. Oh baby. Oh baby, a triple. Esports. God. The Red Guardian shall continue until morale improves. What bundle did you buy to high roll RNG like that? I can't tell you, because if they sell them to everyone, it just balances out. All right, my queen. She's the apple of my eye, gamers.
I'm about to juice this up.
Sersi! No! Why, cruel world? Why? Live by the RNG, die by the RNG. GG, opponent. GG. Opponent played this set really well. And then, like, the extra fucking insult to injury here is that the extra insult to injury here is that after this discarded our hand, this Sersi moved their Punisher out of here so they could double Spectrum still. Like, it's just actually the funniest bit of get fucked RNG from this card I've had in a while is like, not only did she delete our hand on this one, but she also hit here and let them double Spectrum. Yeah, that was a good set. This deck unironically felt really good. And I know it's really easy for a lot of people to like walk away from a set like that and be like, I'm never playing this card again. It's all RNG and no skill. And it's like, yeah, sometimes you're gonna hit a bad beat. But like, the consistency on what this card does is really high. Like, I think let's double check, but I'm pretty sure MODOK is the only critical failure when upgrading 3s and 4s. Mr. Negative sometimes, but I'm pretty sure that's the only critical failure. Hobgoblin sometimes. Taskmaster, he's usually fine. You can't generate King. Atuba's not great. Atuba's fine. Atuba, like, deletes one of your characters but doesn't lose it for you outright. Professor X is fine. He usually locks the lane up. Yeah, like, there's some that are unideal, but, like, MODOK's, like, basically the only one where, like, it flips up and you lose the game most of the time. As, like, the TLDR. So, obviously, people are listing out other ones that are, like, not optimal, but there's way more good than bad in these hits. Is like the TLDR. Way more good than bad. Like, as someone who's been playing this card a lot, this is basically the one that flips out of here where you look at your board state after and you're like, yeah, I probably can't win anymore. Hellcow X really is not similar to MODOK. Disagree. Not remotely. I win that last game easily if we get Hellcow. So, to all of the people in chat that are failing to understand the assignment I'm currently talking about, my statement stands, and these cards are all pretty average to good most of the time when you're upgrading and what's your turn them. Yeah, it was a great run. It's actually great. Honestly, I was expecting Sersi and Jubilee to feel extraneous in this deck and not meaningful, just shoehorned in here for the weekend missions, but they honestly felt pretty solid. Jubilee giving you redraws at things on 4 felt very reasonable. Like, when you brood on 3, you could Jubilee on 4 to have another shot at Absorbing Man for the brood. Finding Sarah a turn earlier is good. Turning Jubilee into Sersi is good, because then you Sersi the Jubilee and tend to get a ton of stats out of it. So, I like this core a lot. I can see, after playing with this deck, why it has good stats on Untapped. And I've played a Surfer a number of times recently, and Surfer consistently felt mediocre to me, and Sersi being another way to generate bigger numbers off of Brood felt pretty good. I'm someone who every time it feels like we load up a dedicated Surfer deck, we play like 3 or 4 games and Surfer's in my bottom 2 to 3 cards, and it's just like, oof, can't do this. So, yeah, that felt good.